by the grace of God, when I got married, my wife was the first person, do you understand, I ever saw. But I can't brag about it because there were many times God saved me. The way the supernatural saved me from those things, I can't explain it. You know, there was this lady I really liked when I was in secondary school. See, let me tell you something. Let me let you know how beautiful this lady was. Excuse me, yes. Oh, you think because I did pray, I don't know who fine? So, now, to tell you this story, the way some of you are already laughing. So, don't judge me. There was this lady, she was in church. I liked her in church. There was another lady I liked in school. Okay. Yes, home and away. Hey, wait. So, I'm not telling you again. Oh, yeah. So, in my defense, I wasn't dating any of them. I was checking to see who will agree. So, because both of them were doing somehow. Now, oh yeah, now. Now, I was walking with this lady in church. After calm down. You like to gist too much. I was walking with this lady in church. We're walking on the road. Now, the lady from school was driving in her dad's car. No, I'm not. I was. If you try UK visa, they don't give you. No, try US. Wait. I'm married. It's those days. So understand. And I was not in the Lord then. So context, okay? So you guys are somehow. Let me speak freely. So now, that lady in school, she always felt she was out of my league. She was a crazy idea. Why would she think that? You know who I be? You know, but when she saw me with this lady, and she could tell just by looking that this one was already into me, and she, according to her, felt that this lady was way, way, way beautiful, you know, and all of that. Because of that, she began to give me more attention in school. And this was her own admission, that when I saw you with that lady, she said, who is that lady? She's so beautiful, this, that. Now, so I'm telling you this for a reason. So now, imagine this lady. She was more into me than I realized because I was a novice in this thing. You know, I told you, I actually did ask her out, and she said no. And so I said, okay. You know, and I moved on, and she came back the next day. That you're funny. I said, why? She said, I just said no. You couldn't, and you stopped like that. You know, that you couldn't press further. Anyway. I was in my uncle's house, and that's where I was staying, writing my exams, because it was closer to school, preparing for WAEC. And then someone 3 houses away who attends the same church came and knocked on my gate. I said, guess who's in my house? And I said, who? She said, that girl. I said, well, why didn't she come and say hello? She said, I said, you are playing. She said, in the house. She's waiting for you. I said, what do you mean? I said, I'm not in the mood for games. So now, she said, come. She's just here. So I went. I said, where is she? She said, she's in the compound. I entered the compound. I didn't see her. I said, I told you, stop playing games with me. She said, oh, maybe she's in the living room. I entered the living room. She was not there. I said, what's wrong with you people? I said, what's wrong with this? And she... She said she's not here. Maybe she's in the room. Innocently, I got angry. I said, you're playing games with me. And I hissed and walked away. And I never gave it any thought. Honestly, never gave it any. You see, I was so naive. You understand? I didn't understand what was happening. Until about 3 years after. I wasn't thinking about it. I was on my knees praying. At this time, I had begun to hear from God. I was filled with the Spirit. And I just saw, bah, 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 bah. I saw everything that happened. I said, God, let me tell you something. I'm not talking about now, full of the Spirit. Then, if I had entered that room, only God knows. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are some temptations. God has to hold you, carry you like this with his hand. You know? We know that song, carry me there, God. You know? He has to carry you. So I said all of that to say, the Lord saved me many times. And so when it comes to things like this and many other instances, understand, spiritual warfare is a thing. Are you getting what I'm saying? Sickness, disease, and even in your passage in life, if you're not careful, my God, there's some things I can't tell you. Not every downfall is ordinary. Are you listening to me? Some of them are orchestrated. They were determined ahead of time. And even on our own side of the curve, in God's side, you see how powerful utterances are. 2 brothers are fighting for utterance of their dad. That because the dad said something, he knows he'll be successful in business. That when Esau came and saw that the dad had already pronounced on Jacob, he cried. He knew it was a big deal. Are you listening to this? So the same way, make no mistake, someone who doesn't have covering, they can speak words over him. They can speak words over your marriage. They can speak words over your health. You must be aware. There's one of us, he's a pastor now. He called me years ago. His mom has been bedridden for months. What is the matter? Heart disease, she has a hole in the heart and all of that. So I said, give her the phone. And as he put the phone in her ear, I saw a vision and I could see the mom lying in the bed. And I saw what looked like a monkey. That's the way I can describe it. Monkey. You know, there were many things that made more sense to me when I began to read Kenneth Hagin books. Because many of those things I had seen, nobody taught me. I would see them in the spirit. I didn't. But when he said he saw, I said, oh, yes, that's what I saw. A monkey sitting on the bed and wrapped the tail around her chest. The exact region where they said the x-ray saw a hole. Are you listening to this? And I said, you foul spirit of infirmity, I command you to leave. It came down from the bed and ran away. The woman got up instantly, and was healed. Went to the kitchen later that day, cooked a meal. Are you with me? Went out for a stroll later that day. For months, this woman, when you check, when you use a machine, you will see a sickness. She was not sick. Are you listening to me? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against what? All right.